Hey guys, how's it going? RickeeyC here. Welcome to part 2 of my Marcus Ericsson Sauber career mode on the new F1 2014 game. 2015 game, but not 2014. That'd be sad if I was playing that game now. Right, so to start off, I'll hand over to...
Welcome to today's practice session at the Sepang International Circuit. We're approximately 60 kilometers south of Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. This 5.5 kilometer track provides all of the things that a racing driver could want of a circuit. So after the first race, how do you think this season will compare to previous years?
Well, I hope that we're in for a fantastic season. The Mercedes team have certainly come out of pre-season testing the strongest, which is all well and good, but it's the racing where the pace really counts. It's always difficult to predict, therefore, who's going to come out on top.
The new regulations for this year say goodbye to the somewhat unique nose designs that we saw on the 2014 cars.
The 2014 changes were brought in to promote safety, but I don't think it was anticipated how the teams would exploit the regulations. This year, those regulations have been tightened up to give some more traditional look to the noses on the 2015 cars.
Track is pretty busy right now.
Right, so here we go. Currently, practice session, we've done a few laps. We've done 4 laps actually. Been a bit sweaty in this practice session. We're top of the leaderboards. The 28.5 I think it was. I decided I'd look at the live TV feed, see what's going on out on track, how my teammate was doing. I was trying to find Felipe Nasir. Oh, here he is getting overtaken by Rosberg. Yeah, so here he is going around turn 1. It's probably the first time he's ever seen a Mercedes. Oh god, it's a rare occurrence for him to be near that car. He's 2.8 seconds off the pace of me at the moment, which isn't ideal for him. But I'll take that, seeing as he did score 4 more points than me in Australia, because I decided that I'd be an absolute spastic and come 11th after crashing out about 4 times.
For the lights to go green to signify the start of the qualifying hour. Last year we saw a wonderful race here in Malaysia, and I'm expecting another fascinating weekend to come here in Kuala Lumpur.
Well, there are at least 3 or 4 other drivers that could be strong contenders for a front row start tomorrow. So it's difficult to predict who will come out on top, but it's certainly going to be an exciting qualifying session today.
Hello. Right, we got the iPad. Got the option tyres. Looking good, qualifying. Probably need to bang a setup on. What we're going to decide to use, default, doesn't really matter, we're going to change all of it anyway. Track conditions is 28 degrees Celsius, 24 air. You'd have thought there would be a bit more difference than that, to be fair. Is that 38? I can't see, might be 38. So we've got one-on-one wings. We're going to do differential, don't really know what I'm doing here. Front camber, rear toe and all that. That's going to be standard all the way to the left, all the way to the right, same as suspension pretty much. I'm going to do a different rear anti-roll bar. Ballast, we're going to put it pretty much in the middle. Right, so DRS open. Just come across the line to set our first lap. Second lap on this set of tyres, straight after. A little bit rare that we do this. 8th gear, 100 metres, straight down to 2nd gear. Try not to touch the curb. Kind of loses you a little bit of time. Swing from right to left as quickly as you can. Exit of turn 2 is a little bit tricky on traction, but we seem to have done alright. Turn 3 is a bit of a nothing turn, just a small curve. Accelerating up into 7th gear, braking at 100 metre board. Stay in 3rd gear, do not touch the grass in the exit, but we do. A little bit of a shame, loses us a bit of time. Stay in 5th gear for turn 5 and 6. Kind of got rain spots on the screen at the moment, it's looking a bit dull. Go down to 4th gear, which was a stupid mistake. We could have stayed in 5th gear in qualifying, got the downforce. Braking at the 50 metre board, down to 4th gear. Get a slow entry so you can get a really fast exit as we do here. Now the throttle, 5th gear, 6th gear, 7th gear, down to 2nd gear. Maybe could use 3rd through here, might get a better exit. We're kind of a little bit squirrely on the exit of turn 9 there, I think it is. That turn, let's just forget about that. That was awful. Coming into 14 now. 7th gear down to 2nd probably. I tend to like to go in lower gears here. Some people do stay in highers. We get on the grass again on exit, which has given us a horrible run for this back straight, losing us time all the way down it. Stay in 3rd gear for the final corner. Just keep it in 3rd gear, hang it around the outside because we got a little bit of a bad entry. I'll get there eventually. Across the line for a 38.6. So not the worst time.
Performance from Mercedes today, with both cars on the front row for the race tomorrow.
They've really worked hard this weekend, and it seems they've been able to set up the cars perfectly today. Whether this will translate into race pace tomorrow, well, we'll just have to wait and see.
Good afternoon and welcome from Sepang, where the cars and drivers are getting ready to start the Malaysia Grand Prix. On pole today is Lewis Hamilton. The Mercedes was dominant during qualifying, and with the power unit advantage, well, you just can't see anybody challenging for that race win today.
He was driving on another level yesterday, so it wouldn't be a surprise if he just pulls away from the field and is untouchable. But as we know, anything can happen in Formula One, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Nico won the last race with a performance that Toto Wolff called a drive.
Right, so here's the grid.
Class. He seems really at home in this Mercedes team, and it's from that platform that he's able to put
Felipe
in
in 10th,
great
standard.
performances.
Nico certainly had the edge over Lewis last time.
Me in
out,
5th,
and he'll want to put
just ahead of
one over his
Ricciardo,
teammate
just
again
behind
today.
Vettel and the
Don't
two Ferraris.
underestimate the mind games that are going on between these pair as they battle it out for supremacy.
Right, so sitting on the grid, we're not going to look at the race strategy because there's no need to. You can't change it on the grid once you're in the top 10, so it just has no relevance. So we're going to get started straight away. We've got 2, 3, 4, 5 lights, and away we go. Wheel spin in first gear. Grosjean's trying to get past us, behind us. Ricciardo's already going up the outside, already a car length ahead of us almost. But we're going to brake really late into turn 1. We're going to use Raikkonen as a bit of a barrier. Down to second gear, massive lock up. We can just hang it around the outside of Raikkonen, now we might be able to snatch third. But nope, he's pushed us out onto the grass. We've got a bad exit. Ricciardo might get slipped through here. But nope, he hasn't. We kind of were a bit of a moving roadblock. He couldn't really go anywhere, so we kept fourth. Sorry. Raikkonen's out just ahead of us. The two Mercedes looks like they're dancing off into the distance already. So pretty standard. The Ferraris aren't really touchable from my point of view at the moment. I'm not really quick enough. I don't know if I've not dialed in the setup, so I can't see myself catching the Ferrari of Raikkonen. I imagine Vettel, who is currently behind Ricciardo, he's probably going to slip past Ricciardo soon and then get past me, and the Ferraris and Mercedes will just do what they want. Maybe fight it out for the win, but you can't see the Mercedes being touched. Onto the main straight now. Vettel's got a really good run on Ricciardo, so he might be able to slip through. Yep, he's diving up the inside. Should be a pretty simple move, to be fair, in the end. And he'll be straight onto us. We've got grass on the inside of our left tyre. Into second gear. We probably want to stay in third there. That's not ideal. Anyway, we're going to go back to the grid now. We've got Felipe Nasr on the right and Ricciardo on the left. You can actually see top right me getting an awful wheel spin start. You can see the dust coming up from the tyre, so I need to fix that. And you've got Ricciardo on the left here. You can see me diving up the inside and hitting Raikkonen, locking up my front right tyre. But that's okay. Ricciardo just follows me in. Slips into 5th ahead of Vettel, which is pretty good for him. Can't really go anywhere because I got on the grass. But that's fine. He gains position. He's probably pretty happy. So lap 2 now, the end of lap 2, coming around turn 14. We're down to second gear, hit the curve nicely. But we get out on the grass, an awful exit there, which is not great. Vettel gets straight past, so we're in his slipstream now. Coming onto the main straight, is Ricciardo going to have a go at us? I think he's a little bit too far behind, to be honest, and we've got the slipstream of Vettel, so we should be okay. We don't have the advantage of DRS, but that's okay. Or we'll get locked up into turn 1, but that's fine. But as we saw in Australia, I'm awful on the tyres, so I need to try and avoid these front and rear lockups. Because we'll just melt the tyres, we'll flat spot the tyres, and then get absolutely mugged towards the end of my stints. Again, the end of lap 3, turn 15, final turn, going onto the pit straight now. Ricciardo's got a decent run on us. We don't have DRS on Vettel because he's just flown off into the distance. We're defending the inside line. Ricciardo's trying it around the outside. It's going to get pretty close. Second gear. He's right there. You can see in the little broadcast cam. He's actually hit the inside of our side pod, but we should be okay. Shouldn't be any damage sustained from that. We've actually got a bit of a gap, so that's helped us a little bit. He's got Bottas or Massa or Williams all over the back of him now, so we'll be fine. Yep, I think Bottas has actually got through on Ricciardo. Lap 5 now. Coming up to the penultimate turn again. We've not fucked it up quite as badly as we did against Vettel, so that's handy. Still looks like Bottas might get a bit of a run on us though. Yep, he's diving straight up the inside straight away. He's not going to hang about. coming into the final turn. Could we get a cut back on him though? Switch back? Oh, we've almost snapped our front wing off, but we're okay. We have DRS as well, so we should catch him up by the end of the straight. Sauber isn't too shabby in a straight line. So if we were in a Manor or a McLaren, we'd be stuffed, but we're okay. So we might be able to dive up the inside. We've locked our front right again into turn 1, which isn't ideal. Lap 6, the tyres should be going off. Oh, and the perfect cutback on Bottas to slip past him. He's gone wide. That's textbook. Could easily snap our front wing off there, but timed it to perfection. Such a great couple of corners for overtaking and undertaking, whatever. So we've snatched the position back. Bottas is just getting frustrated, held up behind us. Lap 6. It's kind of ruining his chance at getting after the Ferraris, but as you can see on the mini-map, they're already going around turn 7 and 8. So that's not really a fight anybody in the rest of the field can have. We're all fighting for 5th and beyond. I've actually cut the corner there, which isn't great. You can kind of see my tyres are a little bit screwed at the moment, so I've decided to talk to the engineer about the driver behind, which is a bit pointless seeing as he's right on my gearbox. Don't really need to do that, but there you go. Come around the fight, fast right-hander now in 3rd gear. I haven't really locked in how to do that turn yet. I probably need to play Malaysia a little bit more, practice Malaysia a little bit more. But we've actually gone wide around turn 15, which isn't ideal because Bottas has slipped up the inside. He'll have DRS as well. We might be able to get slipstream, but Ricciardo's going to be right on behind us as well. Massa's actually going up the inside of Ricciardo. We're going to try and go up the inside of Bottas. Again, Bottas has DRS, so we're going to have to try and stick in Bottas's DRS zone. Massa's going to come up the outside. Not sure where Ricciardo is. He might have a go as well. We're braking as late as we can, locking up again into turn 1. Hitting Bottas again. This might get a little bit iffy with the stewards. We can't do the cutback again because Bottas has stuck his car right in the middle of the turn, which is the perfect place he really needed to put it. So that's good for him. He's got away finally. He could go and make his own race. Now it's up to Massa, Ricciardo, Grosjean, who are all stuck behind us, and then there's a little bit of a gap after that to Felipe Nasr actually. So we're not looking too bad, the Saubers. I've actually dived straight into the pits, gone a bit wide, got a warning. It's not great, but we're in the pits at least. Didn't get a penalty. Braking down to 1st gear. At this stage, I've actually decided to go for the prime tyres. I thought because of Australia, I couldn't make the tyres last at all. So if I go option prime, I'll be able to get to the end of the race and not have too many tyre issues like I had with this option set. So on to lap 8 now. Hopefully have a pretty quick pit stop. 2.3, lovely jubbly. So here we go, out of the pit exit. Absolutely no one around us, which is good. So we can have a little bit of a hot lap exercise, try and get as many fast laps as we can. But as you can see, these tyres are stone cold. We can't get any grip out of these. See, we're spinning up the wheels in 4th gear. Well, that's not great at all. Right, we've cut to lap 13. It was a bit of a boring 5 laps, so I decided to cut to lap 13. We've got Ricciardo going straight past us. We've just said, right, just go past. We want to make our own race. I don't want to race you at all. Which has actually given Massa and Grosjean are actually still there behind us. So this might give them a chance. That Mercedes-powered Williams looks like it's about to fly past us on the outside. With Grosjean back there also fishing for woos. Second gear, Grosjean's looking to go around the outside, but no, we've shut the door. We've been smart and just cut straight across the track, which is probably the preferred line for that corner. I like to take a wide exit though. So lap 14, Grosjean's still right on our gearbox. So it looks like we just keep holding up cars. I'd love to see the day that I can actually attack cars. It's probably going to come in Monaco when I can't overtake anyone. Coming onto the DRS straight now, pit straight, main straight. Grosjean's looking to go to the outside. Probably want to go on the inside of me, mate. I'm not going to let you go have that position that easily. Because I'll just brake on the inside, down to 2nd gear, slide yet again into turn 1. Just going to melt the tyres, but there we go. Cut across the track again. Grosjean can't go anywhere. It's definitely not the way to do that. If you're attacking a car, you just jump up the inside if you can. Do a dummy on the outside, jump up the inside. Perfect. But they are AI, and they are much better in this game, so I'm thankful for that at least. So yet again, going on to the pit straight, lap 16, Haven't set our fastest time. We're actually 3 seconds off or something, which is great, off my best time. Grosjean has finally decided to go up the inside. I was actually thinking about doing the cutback on him, but he sat his car right in the middle of the track, which didn't really enable me to do anything. You can actually see my front left tyres looking a little bit worn, or as much as it can on F1 2015. Doesn't really show it. Here we go, lap 17. We're actually still right on the back of Grosjean. It was quite a good lap for us. I nailed the lap. Stayed right on the back of him. Looks like the Sauber and the Lotus actually have a similar place in this game. Got DRS as well. Lap 17. I'm actually looking to pit this lap. I've also turned up the front wings so that I have 2-1 wings instead of 1-1, which I was running in the race. Gone wide onto the grass again. Grosjean's actually coming into the pits as well. So I've kind of cut to gain there. But I didn't know he was coming into the pits, so I thought I'm just going to dive up your inside to not lose time. And it turned out he was coming into the pits too, but I gained the position. So we're going to have prime tyres again. 2-1 wings we're looking to have after this stop, which should help us massively for the rest of the race. 10 laps to go. Actually, sorry, 11 laps to go, including the 28th. 2.4 stops, about a 10th slower than last time. Naz is actually stacked in the pits, which isn't good for him. You can see in the distance there, he's sat in his pit box still with the train of cars coming past him. So that could fuck up his strategy a little bit. Right behind Felipe Massa this time, not Naza. He's actually going really slow through turns 7 and 8. It looks like he might have a puncture or an issue or something, because we've just flown past him. Oh, no, I think he's back up to racing speed again now. Right, so 9th place, okay. Engineers confirming that. And here we are with Felipe Naza getting stuck in the pit box for, I would say, about 1 or 2 seconds. It didn't actually affect him that badly, and I think he would have come up behind the McLaren in any case. See you there. There we go. Felipe Naza getting a little bit stuck, and we'll see how he goes around turn 1 with these stone cold prime tyres. So slowly as fuck, to say the least. Jesus, that was depressingly slow. Right, lap 26. So we've got cold brakes. I've decided to slam on the brakes for this this final turn, for turn 15. Acceleration's awful as well. We're just snaking under acceleration. The rear tyres are obviously a little bit too hot, maybe, or I'm just hitting the accelerator too hard. We'll find out towards the end of the race, which is now. Don't know why I said that. Coming around turn 2 now. Someone's taken out the bollard. I promise it wasn't me. Pretty sure it wasn't me. I probably would have put it in here. Oh, we can actually hear the Felipe Nasser, the driver who same car as me, jumped in on the same lap as me, and actually got a puncture a lap from the end of the race. I was a little bit worried. I did a really tentative final lap. I was just slowly walking around the lap, but we did finish ahead of Felipe Massa by about 3 or 4 seconds, which is absolutely perfect. Doesn't have any emotion. I think that was the exact same animation as last time. For Marcus Ericsson there at the end.
Who moves up to the top of the drivers' table after his win here today.
Ooh.
It's a position that Lewis is familiar with.
Yes,
He's keeping his feet on the ground, but he knows that every point counts and that he's off to a great start.
That's it for today's Grand Prix, and from Ant and I, it's goodbye and see you again next time.
Thanks, David. Right, end of the race. P7. That's pretty decent. 6 points. 2 points ahead of Felipe in the Drivers' Championship now. I think the Sauber outfit will have 10 points, so that's pretty good for our constructors' hopes. Maybe. Not sure if that's good or not. So Mercedes, Ferrari, Williams, Red Bull, and then me. I think we're about to see that I'm the only driver who has any kind of incident, which is great. GG me. But anyway, yeah, I guess that'll be the end of the video. Oh no, I've got the driver standings. So 10th place, 6 points. It's not so bad. Hamilton and Rosberg drawn on points. We got 10 points ahead of the McLarens, who actually have 2 points. So I guess that'll be it. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video and commentary and whatever. It's a little bit late at the moment. It's about 12 o'clock, so I couldn't be quite as animated as I had hoped to be, because I did review my Australia one and I thought I was a little bit kind of monotone, maybe? Is that the word? Or maybe I do just have a general monotone voice, but who knows. Yeah, like, comment and subscribe if you did enjoy it. I guess I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.